The European Union refused to give Britain a Canada-style deal in a desperate bid to keep control over the UK despite Brexit, according to a Conservative MP. David Jones insisted Brussels wanting to maintain control over Britain explains the bloc's obsession with the level playing field. The former Brexit minister, who is deputy chair of the influential European research group, ERGov Tory MPs, added the EU has been left stunned that the UK is standing up for our own national interests. Asked why the EU has refused to hand Britain a Canada-style deal, Mr. Jones told, "I think that the EU is seeking to continue to retain control over the UK even after we left, and that's why I think they wanted their so-called level playing field, which translated into plain English means they want us to adhere to their regulations indefinitely. It's coming as a shock to them that we're standing up for our own national interests, and I think the government have done very well in that regard." The Brexiteer-backed UK chief negotiator Lord Frost for taking a hard line with the EU, and he praised Prime Minister Boris Johnson for his announcement earlier this month that the UK would leave with no deal unless there is a huge change in approach by the EU. Mr. Jones said, "David Frost has negotiated extremely toughly and I think he has surprised them." The Prime Minister's stance caused total shockwaves as they clearly weren't expecting his announcement. "He did the right thing. We can't let this drone on indefinitely. It's very obvious what they have been trying to do is to run the talks down in the hope that we would become panic-stricken about the end of the transition period." The Prime Minister was effectively saying we would like a deal but we're not going to be too bothered if we don't get one. That's caused quite a bit of shock within the corridors of the European Parliament and European Commission. The ex-Brexit minister blasted the bloc for demanding complete capitulation, rather than compromising. He said, "All negotiations involve compromises. The point is they've got to be acceptable compromises. What the EU was asking for was not compromise but complete capitulation, and Boris Johnson was entirely right to say to them we're not going to do that. I have no doubt that he will stick to his guns. I don't think there's any question about that. If necessary we will leave without an agreement." Post-Brexit negotiations led by Lord Frost and his EU counterpart Michel Barnier resumed on Thursday, and intensive talks will continue over the weekend. Time is running out to reach a deal as the transition period comes to a close at the end of the year. Both sides had previously said an agreement would need to be struck by mid-October to allow time for ratification. The main stumbling blocks are fishing, the governance of any deal, and the level playing field, aimed at preventing unfair competition.